The most successful CEOs don't have more time than you. They have one skill that I'm going to teach you. Welcome back to the journey to become CEO. I'm breaking down skills so you can become the CEO of your own business. Today, we're going to focus in this skill. How to master the art of saying no to everything that does not add to your primary goal. Being there for your team 24/7 feels like it's the right path, that you're being a supportive leader. But in reality, you feel overwhelmed. You're always putting out fires. When everything is important, nothing is. Hi, in case you don't know me, I'm Ana Penados and I help founders optimize their time management, have leadership, and help their team take ownership of their vision. And I created an agile strategic management system that helps you do exactly that. Did you know that behavioral scientists have a name for this habit of ours of filling our calendar, having a lot of tasks, and feeling pride of how busy our calendars are? They call this completion bias. When you spend your day clearing small tasks and filling your calendar, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. You feel productive, but actually it's only a sophisticated way to procrastinate, to calm the nervous system. And you know why? Because having a lot of tasks, feeling this productivity and feeling that you're always productive, you cannot rest, you always have to be doing something, goes directly to your self-worth. And that's something successful leaders have. They have a lot of awareness and they don't need external validation. And that's why they can focus and they can say the magic word no whenever they need to, but more of that so they can protect their calendar but more protect their priorities. They have boundaries. They know exactly what is important. Let's call it what it is. And I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit harsh, but having a busy calendar, it's not a badge of honor. And I used to suffer from that. I used to have a calendar that had no time for anything. When I showed the calendar to my coachees, I would feel this sense of pride, like, I'm so busy, I'm so organized, and I'm so busy. How do you get to say no with ease and not have that awkward feeling in your body that you're letting go something? You implement what I call the primary goal filter, and it comes down to 3 non-negotiable rules. The first rule is simple. Identify your single North Star metric. You need to isolate all the tasks that are not adding value to your North Star, to your most important goal. And let me tell you, you have to be clear of where you want to go. Where do you want to take your company? And for that, you need a strategic vision. I talked about that in another video. I'm going to leave the link over here. The second rule is to apply the zero-based calendar rule. Take a hard look at your schedule. Every recurring meeting, every task block, every check-in on your calendar has to justify its existence against your North Star metric. If a meeting or task doesn't directly protect or advance that single goal, it instantly loses priority. And rule number 3, build a high-friction filter for new ideas. This is very hard for entrepreneurs because normally we are very creative. We have a lot of new ideas all the time. Something that I have found useful to lower the mental load of having so many ideas, because we creative people have a lot, is having an idea hub. I write down in Notion, and no, they're not sponsoring this video, but I love Notion. And in Notion, you can have a page where you just brain dump all the ideas, all the things that you want to do, and you can save for later. Being able to say, no, not right now. As simple as that sounds, I know it's not that easy, because first you have to be clear on where you want to go, and then you have to have a system so your team can do these things. And this also means that you should have procedures. And to have procedures, you have to have a workflow. You have to have structure. If you're a small growing business, this is the perfect time to start having that. I have another video that talks a little bit about this, where to focus what areas, to start organizing your company in the core areas. I will link it right here so you can visualize your company in 360 degrees and start understanding. And also I have a prompt that helps you do your first workflow I leave the link over here. Look, I'm calling this out because mastering this single skill is easily one of the biggest challenges I see entrepreneurs struggle with every single day. We get trapped in the operational weeds because nobody taught us how to govern our focus. And also, I have found that saying no really feels awkward. And since nobody taught us to say no, some people more than others, you feel weird in your body. And that's exactly why I built an agile strategic management system. And it's designed to give founders, leaders, and managers total operational clarity by dedicating just 30 minutes a day for strategic management. Think about it. Who doesn't have 30 minutes a day to focus on strategy, to protect the main goal? What you can do today if you want to start organizing your schedule and improving your time management, focus 40% of your time on strategic execution, 30% of the time should be in daily operations, 20% on people and leadership, and 10% should be reserved for the unplanned emergencies. Normally, entrepreneurs focus more time in emergencies and solving operational tasks than in strategic activities, which will allow you to grow. Which one will you prefer? Activities that ensures your growth or activities that overwhelm you and honestly won't help you grow faster? How about you get inspired by this structure? It doesn't have to be perfect 40% of this time and then you count the hours invested. No, what it tells you or guides you is to try to balance what's important and how much time should be dedicated to each area. One thing that you can do today is that you can log 30 minutes a day to follow up your strategy. And my final advice would be that every day you can ask yourself, what is the most important task or activity that I have to do today to get at least 1% closer to my primary goal, and dedicate time to finish that. If you still don't follow me, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.